Today we're going to work on solving multiplication and division equations. I can use multiplication and division facts to find unknown values in an equation. I can also generalize from examples. Let's look at our word problem. 24 divided by 4 is on the right side of the balance below. What can you write on the left side that will have the same value or the same number amount as the right side? Write 5 different multiplication or division problems that will keep the pans balanced. So let's look at here. We know 24 divided by 4. So our first step, we want to think about what is 24 divided by 4? 4 times what is 24? We know it's 6. So they want you to write 5 problems that can be multiplication or division that would equal 6. Please pause the video, and then when you're ready to check, I'll have some examples of what equations you may have used. So some examples of what you may have had that would equal 6. You could have 6 times 1 is 6, 1 times 6 is 6, 6 divided by 1 is 6, 36 divided by 6 is 6, 2 times 3 is 6, 3 times 2 is 6. So any of these that would equal 6 would work. Let's look at our next page. Remember, in an equation, the symbol like this means is equal to. It tells you the value on the left is the same as the value on the right. So over here, we know 37 divided by 5 equals 5. Because 5 and 35 divided by 7 would both equal 5, so they would balance each other out. Let's look at B. These are some more equations. 16 divided by 4. I know 16 divided by 4 is 4. And I know 2 times 2 is 4, so I know that those would balance each other out. Over here, they don't tell us what the left side is, but we know 80 divided by 10 equals, we know it's 8, so that would balance our equation. Let's look at C. Frank has some tubes of tennis balls. Each tube has 4 tennis balls. Frank has 8 tennis balls in all. How many tubes of tennis balls does he have? You can write an equation to represent the problem. So we think 8 equals something times 4, since there's 4 in each tube. So we know 8 equals 2 times 4. So anyway, the question mark would be 2. Use the value of the question mark in the multiplication equation to write and solve 2 division equations. Thinking back to our fact family. So 7 times something is 42. So we know 42 divided by that same something would be 7. We know 42 divided by 7 equals that question mark. And that question mark would be 6 because we know 7 times 6 is 42. 42 divided by 6 equals 7. 42 divided by 7 equals 6. A few more to do together. Let's look at number 1. We want to write an equation that represents the following problem. Walt makes some sandwiches. Each sandwich uses 2 slices of bread. He uses 16 slices of bread. How many sandwiches does Walt make? Use the question mark to represent the number of sandwiches. So we think 16 slices divided by 2 slices per sandwich equals how many sandwiches, or that question mark. So we think about 2 times what is 16. I know 2 times 8 is 16, so the question mark would equal 8. That would be 8 sandwiches. Number 2, we want to find the value for the question mark that makes the equation 2. True, 9 times something is 27. I know 9 times 3 is 27, so that question mark we would put a 3 instead. 8 equals 40 divided by, another way to think about it, 40 divided by what equals 8? 8 times what is 40? I know 8 times 5 is 40, so that question mark would be 5. 32 equals something times 8. No, 8 times 1 is 8. 8 times 2 is 16. 8 times 3 is 24. 8 times 5, 4 is 32. Something divided by 3 is 6. 6 times 3 equals what? So we know 18. 18 divided by 3 would give us that 6. I want you to try number 6, 7, 8, and 9. Pause the video and then play the video to check your answers. Just 6, 7, 8. And we know 28 divided by 4 is 7. 25 equals 5 times 5. 72 equals 8 times 9. And 20 divided by 5 equals 4. Number 10. We want to write and solve an equation that represents the problem. So Sarah has 21 dimes. She puts them in the stacks with the same number of dimes in each stack. And all she has 3 stacks. How many dimes are in each stack? So we can think about 21 divided into 3 stacks. Would it be how many per stack? So then we can also think about what number times 3 equals 21. I know 3 times 7 is 21, so we would have 7 in each stack. Should have 7 in each stack or 7 per stack. That would be our final answer. So look at number 11. There were some sheep in the barnyard. Each sheep had 4 legs. There were 24 legs in the barnyard. How many sheep were in the barnyard? So we have 24 legs divided by 4 per sheep equals that question mark. We can think about 24 divided by 4 equals that question mark. 4 times something, or the question mark equals 24. I know 4 times 6 is 24. So we know there are 6 sheep. We have 2 more to try together. A football team scored 48 points. The team only scored on touchdowns worth 6 points each. How many touchdowns did the team score? Think about 48 divided by the question mark, or how many touchdowns equals 6, because there's 6 points each. Then we can think about 6 times what equals 48. I know 6 times 8 is 48, so I know they scored 8 touchdowns. So we know they scored 8 touchdowns. Let's look at number 13. There were 6 ladybugs on a leaf. Each ladybug has the same number of spots. There were 36 spots. How many spots were on each ladybug? So we can think about 6 times something equals 36. We can think about 36 divided by 6 equals something. I know 6 times 6 is 36, and 36 divided by 6 is 6, so I know we would have 6 spots on each ladybug. So 6 spots on each ladybug. Your job today will be, I'm going to skip that page. Your job today will be pages 215 and 216. I want you to try number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 on this side. So all on this side. Then on our next page, I want you to try 8, 11, and 12. And please send me a picture. Thank you. Have a great rest of your day.